All right, I got a recording done.
Yes. All right, so welcome back to the channel. This is Anna's Thoughts and Musical Parodies, and I have a new first-time guest with me named Steven, and Erica is back for her second round. So today we're talking about the Hunter Biden scandal, of course, because we have to, especially since Joe Biden has a chance of running the United States tomorrow. Hopefully not. But yeah, so their whole family is pretty corrupt, but the main overall point that I see is that just the government at large, maybe parts of it that I don't even realize, and like all the elites of the world are just kind of seem to be in concert with each other, kind of against the general population. It's dark and dooming, but seems to be true. And they just seem to want to get rich for themselves and do whatever the heck they want to do, like we've seen from from Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And yeah, so that's seems to be what they're after, which is, when you boil it down, that's what Satanism is. But yeah, let's just start from sort of the beginning. For example, I've learned recently that Hunter Biden was first arrested, I don't even know what for, but when he was 18, I think, for cocaine use. And I also learned recently that he apparently, I learned from one of the main producers, or maybe the owner of the Gateway Pundit. I wrote down his name somewhere, but Jim Hoffett, that he has actually sexually abused a 14-year-old family member, and like not even that much came of that. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Either person.
I'm sorry, I'm so terrible with names.
Erica.
Eric, if you want to go ahead first, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. I started reading about Hunter earlier myself because I was curious as to even what, was public knowledge.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see, because I've heard about, that's what I was going to say earlier, actually. We were talking about Hunter, like, or what we're going to talk about, and I wanted to eventually get to the laptop stuff.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, because like, that's kind of the hot topic right now, is what's going on in his laptop. And I did see an article this morning that was confirming that, like, the laptop story is not just a story kind of thing, like that's legitimate.
I think I saw that on
evidence that is that's getting like processed right now, like that is happening. It's not just like folklore or whatever, like,
yeah, there's all these images of emails and receipts.
Yeah, and you had said about you saw the video or something of that.
Yeah, I saw a very disturbing video that was from GTV in China. I think it was Taiwanese people who were doing it. I don't know, I'm a little confused on that.
Which would make sense. Taiwan is its own like sovereign.
Yeah, they're at odds with China.
Right. They can do whatever they want.
Are they still fighting right now? I didn't know that was still going on.
I'm honestly not 100% sure, but Lauren Chen said that they were.
Yeah,
and she's in the know.
To be honest, is China ever not trying to take over the world though? Because like if you read a history book, literally.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They're definitely trying to take over the world.
I'm not trying to, but like.
I mean, but there's every world power wants a piece of the pie somehow, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Well, it's all a game, really. I mean,
big monopoly
game. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, but also in the video that I saw from HGTV, I think that's, oh my God. You can fact check me, but I saw these Chinese officials, I don't know who they were, but they were talking about something called the 3Fs plan and some other plan that I tried to find it again, but it was hard to find. And I don't remember what the 3F stood for, but it was something about the destruction of the United States. They just want to take over everything. They were saying that it's going swimmingly with the Democrats.
Well, do you remember the video I sent you? Like, a couple months ago about China was taken over, and they had taken over like certain trade routes. Like they'd already had a monopoly on that. Like it's been happening since like probably even before the Obama administration. They've been like putting themselves in position to be the world power. So this is not really that weird that all this stuff is happening. If people can really put A plus B together, they can see what's going on, you know? Like
it's GTV, not HGTV. You know? That's home.
What was it?
There was
GTV, not HG. I just looked at
who wasn't there like a senator or something in California who was like some lady who had been found out to be working with China, and like wasn't she like selling real estate to them basically? So like selling land to China
I heard about
American I'm terrible with names, but like one of the she was like an old crabby looking lady.
Like Nancy Pelosi.
No, like tinier.
Okay.
One of those, like older than her, I think, if that's possible.
Oh, okay.
But like, that's kind of something that they've been working. Like that's why it's interesting on like a global level to see how for a while China and Israel have gotten along so well, and then like there's been a lot of like conflict between the two of them because like from what people have argued is like some sort of trade deal going south because China cares just about China.
That's true though. That's exactly why Trump was like, fuck China, you know what I mean? Not to be, but I mean
I can respect China caring about their interests and not like a foreign nation's interests, at least.
Right, like which all of us are like, you know, you got to take care of your own. I mean, that's how it is. But they were doing it in a way that they were screwing over their people and everyone else that was trading with them, and that was the point that Donald Trump was trying to make. You know,
not to mention the people in concentration camps.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're working. Listen, the Muslim. I sent you that video. The Muslim Uyghurs in China.
I saw that a while back.
The drone footage. Okay, they take them and they wash them of their culture, and they make them work in shops like Nike and shit like that. And some of the shop owners don't even know about it. Like, you know what I mean? And they're forced for like 2 years to be cleansed and stripped of their religion and culture, and they go back just to be communist, atheist Chinese. Like, I'm not even kidding. And they make them work in these sweatshops while they're doing it.
And then people here like
education system kids.
And the NFL people here wearing their Nike shoes talking about end racism.
Like I don't know if you saw, but like the video like I had posted basically like of the Owen Benjamin clip talking about like how
forever.
It was basically he was making an argument that I think is a good one, is like that China's already like basically invaded like through Walmart and stuff like that. Like we're definitely seeing like final collapse stages of our republic at this point. Like there's Israel getting $11 billion a year given to them from us just in taxes. Then there's China getting basically deals with them from intel that we have already just given to them. And then they're turning it back to use on us, where it's like now they're buying up the land and selling us all this like cheap product when we could just be like making it ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly why Donald Trump says the stuff that he says. He wants to bring the jobs back here. He wants to be energy independent, like we already are right now. But like that was his whole like thing. That's why doing all those things now probably makes a little bit more.
Sorry. Yeah. And I also have some notes just like about how, different nations throughout the world support the Bidens because they work with them, they work so they have blackmail. China has blackmail on the Bidens because Hunter's been messing with all these Chinese girls and recording himself, having sex with everybody while smoking crack, which is what I saw in the video. But
wow.
He was given the Nobel, or no, he wasn't given the Nobel Peace Prize, but it was given to WFP, I think World Food something, and he was an affiliate for it.
Yeah, he ran that company, right?
Okay, and then the FBI had his laptop since last year, and it's just now people are actually doing something about it. So that's weird. That's here.
I don't expect much to happen from it. Like, what happened to Anthony Weiner's laptop?
Yeah, I don't know enough about that.
Like nothing, like it turned into one of those things where it got memory hold, and like some police officers allegedly died, but you can't find the names of who died. And then like that was it. So it's, I mean, at this level, we'll see. I would hope that like to some degree, because like there was so much stuff released from that, like you can find different things that were allegedly leaked from that. Just the same, like WikiLeaks dropped like so much stuff right before the 2016 election with like all the Hillary emails and things.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the Hillary.
And like nothing
really
happened to that.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, I think Hillary is a little bit, listen, and that's the other thing I actually want to talk about. Joe Biden has been statistically one of the most poor senators throughout history, his entire career, okay? Like in the bottom rungs of money making, you know what I mean? He got what he got paid. Like he didn't figure out how to do anything else with it like other people do. The only time he started having, he now has a couple million, he's worth a couple million or something like that.
It's not even that much.
He had used his vice presidency, you know what I mean, to make all these deals with these shady, you know what I mean?
He was
Countries and
basically,
companies, like,
yeah. And I
think he was busy sacrificing all his family.
I was reading this article from the Epic Times.
Literally, he let his son take the fall for all that, like used him as a scapegoat, basically.
I mean, the
like,
whole history of his family is full of him like murdering his whole family.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, well, we'll find out. I mean, you know, depends on who. I think that's obviously, honestly, like I think a lot of like elite people might even be doing things because they're under threat of death also, or they know what's going to happen, or they've seen the other people die and they don't want that to happen to them.
Yeah.
It's not even that they are on board with that, you know?
Yeah, sometimes.
There's a lot of cowards too, you have to remember.
There's a lot of what?
Speaking of that, I have could I show a couple of books real quick? Is that like, I think you guys would, I showed Anna earlier, but I think you guys would really dig these books. Esoteric Hollywood 1 and 2 by Jay Dyer. I don't know if you can see that, but basically they're titled Sex Cults and Cinema. And basically he talks about like all the kind of stuff that you're talking about with like the different connection, like for blackmail, and how like the CIA can use it, or like how politicians can, basically like how House of Cards is basically just a real life narrative, you know?
Yeah, I mean, just like The Simpsons predict what's going to happen. Like, I think they're just, so I saw something recently about, it was about chemtrails. I don't know if that's real or not yet, but they're talking about how you are programmed to think that stuff is a joke when it's actually real. So they show it to you to make it look like it's fake, and then it's actually happening. But
that's
you're like, oh no, that's silly. Huh?
That's a real thing. That's why I don't like all those late night TV shows, because they make jokes about serious stuff and it's like, oh yeah, it's funny. And I do that too, but like in a way they are like programming you to like not take anything seriously and not care.
That's crazy. I believe that, yeah.
I stopped watching stuff like that. I don't keep up with celebrity, like I never did in the first place because I was raised that way, but like, you know, even when I got older and I had the choice to get into it, I never really did. Like, and especially now it's like anytime someone like references cultural references, I don't understand it because I'm like, I don't know, I'm not into it, you know, like I just don't.
Me too.
I don't care. Like,
I was for a little bit when I was like early 20s, but yeah, not for too long. But yeah, I was reading this part of this article earlier, which it's not really working because I have the green screen, but so I took an anti-money laundering course recently for the financial firm that I work with. And as I was reading it, I was like, whoa, this looks like all the stuff that I learned. They're spreading their money all over the place, you know, going from one place to the next place, you know, that's how you do it.
Wow.
I couldn't even finish it because I was just like, wow.
That's what I mean. It's very obvious. Like they didn't even cover their tracks. It's all right on Wiki too. Like it's just like they did a deal with China here, and they did a deal with China here, and they helped these Chinese. You know, it's like, and he was the board of this and the board of that, and it's like this, like
no experience for any of that stuff. Yeah,
that is a total, you know, screw up kid is like all, you know, the board of, you know, the board director. I don't know. It's just, it's so funny. It's like, come on, dude. How dumb do you think we are?
And he's extremely reckless. He just reports himself doing illegal stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
that's
Thank God for that.
yeah.
Honestly.
I think to some degree it has to be like intentional because like
Yeah.
there is a lot of like proof that a lot of these events that happen are done on like significant solar events or like things like that. Like for example, the Kennedy assassination. Like there's a whole thing you can go down on that for like it being on a certain event during the year, and like all the like you had talked about with the Kobe death
Kobe Bryant,
and it being how also in Hebrew Kobe is COVID, like the
Oh,
two
wow.
there's a million different things, and then like so it's that kind of coincidence isn't really a coincidence if you start seeing it like hundreds of times. So
right, it's like how many times is it a coincidence though? I think we're like programmed to be like, oh, it's just a coincidence. I'm not like that at all, like ever. I'm just like, nah. Anytime there's like even a blip in the matrix, I'm like, nope, something's not right. Like I know when something's out of place. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm not gonna.
Sorry, go ahead.
I always go with like my gut feeling. I feel like, but if you don't, you're looking at things that aren't real. You have to go with like your third eye or whatever. You know what I mean? So
I've had that feeling about Walmart for a long time. Like I've learned some stuff about it recently from somebody who knows stuff, but I feel like I've always just like felt weird about it, and I guess there's good reason.
Yeah, like I always go with my gut because it doesn't usually steer me wrong. Like I really don't think there's been an instance, and it's actually if I hadn't gone with my gut, and a lot of times I would have been in big trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And have either of you guys heard about Gematria?
Yes.
It's like a Hebrew number system thing.
Exactly. Like it goes a lot deeper than that. There's geographic type of gematria, like because gematria is basically like an overarching term the same way like an American is an overarching term.
Okay.
Right. So there's like cosmic and like alchemical and like geographic and like all different things like that. So one of the things that I've been really fascinated by is like finding stuff, especially like now that I live around the Phoenix area. We're on the 33rd parallel, or there's like areas that go along the 33rd parallel. And there are just like significant geolithic or like man-made monuments that are like along this ley line, and it's significant because it also cuts through Egypt. So like it's like, yes, that's one coincidence, but then like basically the more you look at like different things along the Earth's different ley lines, you can see different things that like also on the 33rd parallel. It's goofy, but there's a city called Truth or Consequences in New Mexico. I don't think you can find like a really weird city name like that on any other ley line. Like you could probably find some, but like would it really, like, because the number 33 is like a significant gematria number, and like there's the 33rd Freemason level. There's like which is basically a reference to when Jesus died, he was 33. So like basically everything Freemasons do is like an inversion of Christianity.
That seems to be what Gnosticism is too. Looked into
exactly.
Like you guys know about like numerology and stuff too, right? Yeah, like it kind of does kind of like, because like for me, I see like repeating numbers all the time, and it kind of does like it gives you messages. If you actually look up the meanings of those numbers, it will probably 100% of the time make sense for your life at the moment. Like it's really weird.
I gotta look into it more. I've had the number 22 for like over a year, and then there's a lot of ones.
I see 111, 333, like 444, like so, like all the time. Like you know what I mean? It's like certain ones all the time. 111 and 222 and like 333 is a lot. So it's like
my mom said she's been getting 1-1, I think, like 11-11. Yeah.
Yep, 11-11 is a lot. Yeah. Like
there's a good podcast I listen to that actually does like a 33 update every episode. So like along those lines, like they kind of try and keep it light, but like they basically use that kind of idea of like, yeah, there is a lot of like symbolism that happens in media and like in the news, like for certain pandemic reports, you'll see a lot of like 33s that come up lately. You'll see, and why would like a number of like incidents, why would you stop counting at 33? Like, especially if it's like 33,000 something, 900 something, why wouldn't you just round it up to 34?
Yeah.
You know, like different things like that, basically.
Another thing I wanted to ask is your books, they said esoteric Hollywood, right?
Yeah, esoteric Hollywood.
So what does that
Jay
word mean?
Dyer.
Because I remember that word from when I did a research project on Wicca that was related to that.
Like on a base level, it basically just means hidden.
Okay.
Like, so if something's esoteric, there's like a hidden meaning to it.
Okay. All right.
So that hidden meaning could be anything. It could be good,
yeah.
it could be bad, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of neutral. All right. Well, we just have a few minutes left because I am timed on this on Zoom. So we have 6.5 minutes. Any closing statements? You said you wanted to mention some Instagram pages that people should look at, right?
Oh yeah, if you guys have a chance, they're Black Pilled on Instagram. Their handle is just Evil Hillary, so that's pretty easy to remember.
I think that's the whole hashtag too, Black Pill.
Yeah. So exactly. So the actual page is Evil Hillary. So if you type that in Instagram, you'll find it. My dude, Chalk Body Outline. If you just type that with no spaces, just Chalk Body Outline, like how like back in the day you'd do that. You can find him on Instagram. He's got like an awesome YouTube page as well. It's he's done tons of videos. I gave him, or I uploaded my Illuminati card game onto Imager. I had like over 200 cards that I basically uploaded onto the internet for him and my other buddy, Enslaved by Truth, you can find on Instagram. And they did a stream on 420 for 4 hours and 20 minutes. Basic, yeah. It was a mega stream. It was incredible. So they basically went through every single card, talking about it, because like those. Oh yeah, it's fascinating. It was like from back in the 90s, and you can see like there's one that says tactical nuke, and it's literally the Twin Towers falling. There's one that's the Pentagon attack,
I gotta look into that.
Got smoke coming out of it. There's
that was
like
the other thing. Okay, so you just mentioned the Twin Towers. Remember the whole like penal code or whatever, like 806 or something like that, and the towers were hit at like 806 or something like that in the morning, or 836. Something like that, something to do with that. If you actually look up the penal code at the exact time that the towers were hit, look up the penal code for that number, and it's like, it's something really weird. It's like terrorism and destruction or something really freaking weird. And I was like, wow, what? Like, it was like, what? Why?
I also remember when I was like maybe 13 or something, people showed me how you can like fold up a dollar bill to make it look like the Twin Towers on fire.
Yeah, I remember that.
The YouTube that I was mentioning earlier does like some good 9/11 stuff. Quantum of Conscience, I believe, is the YouTube. He does like an excellent breakdown of like the 9/11 event, like on different levels. Like, okay, who orchestrated it? All right, now how did they do it? All right, now like what was the real like cosmological event cycle that was happening on that time?
Right.
Like, how could it have maybe retro cause? Oh, it's fascinating, because then he starts getting like retro causality and the potential of that. Like, maybe this could have potentially been such a large event that it actually echoed back through history to like create signs before it actually happening, because like time is kind of more like cyclical, and so it's fascinating. You guys would really dig it.
Wow, this opened up my mind to a whole new world of stuff that I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
so that's awesome.
there's all sorts of stuff. Also, let me see. I don't know if you guys want to listen to like me rattle off like 2 more or 3 more different podcasts, because like there's like tons of them, and basically I just 8 hours a day when I'm working, I listen to podcasts.
Okay.
So
what do you do for work?
I work at a printing shop, basically. So like if you go and like try and print canvas online, like if you want to submit like an image to be printed on there, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna be like the guy who's printing it.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Well, we had just over 2 minutes left, so I don't know.
Okay,
but
no, I'll pass it on.
you
Go,
can
go.
send them to me. I can put them in the description or something like that.
Yeah, perfect. I'll do that.
Yeah. But thank you guys for being here. This was really fun. We got to keep doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a merch store that I'll put in the description. I have Patreon. I have a PayPal link. So if you want to support what I do here, you got whoever's watching can do that. Please click the thumbs up. Please share. I need people to share. It's really hard to spread the message these days. And I will put these guys' Instagrams in here too, because they're super cool. Yeah. Have a wonderful night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you are in. And next time. Bye. Okay, it's